4 years after the defeat of the warrior squad on Paradise Island, the Allied forces of the Middle East declare war on Mali. In the final battle, at the base of the Allied force, Mali dispatches the Eldian soldiers. Gabi manages to get close to the train and disables it with hand grenades. From an airship above, the Eldians turn into pure Zeke Titans and drop on the fort, destroying much of its structure. Rainier's armored Titan, supported by the Jaw Titan, successfully destroys the fort's defenses. Zeke transforms into a Beast Titan, and destroys the Allied fleet of the Middle East, thus ending the 4-year war with the victory of Mali. At Mali's war meeting, Zeke proposes using his last year of life to attack Paradise Island and bring back the Titan founder. However, Paradise controls at least 2 of the 9 Titans. The Eldian soldiers and warriors arrive in Liberia and reunited with their families. Over the dinner, Gabi recounts the victory at Fort Glory. The next day, Zeke informs the rest of the warriors of his plan to use the noble Tibir family and their Warhammer Titan to announce an attack on Paradise. Rainier enrolled in a military training program where selected candidates became Titans. Poco was shocked when Rainier was selected as an armored Titan. Commander Magath then sent soldiers on a mission onto Paradise to retrieve the Titan founder, but Marcel, saving Rainier, was consumed by the pure Titan Ymir. After the attack on Wall Maria, they sneak onto Wall Rose and 2 years later join the training corps. Now Rainier tries to kill himself, but is stopped when he hears Falco outside. Kruger, a wounded Eldian soldier, asks Falco to send letters for him. Willy, head of the Tibir family, meets with Commander Magath. They form an alliance to stop the warmongering and restore the balance between Eldia and Mali. Willy gives a speech to the dignitaries present and invites them to a theatrical performance following the Liberio festival. Later that day, they all go to the square for Willy's performance. Willy begins his theatrical presentation to the audience while Eren and the fire-frightened Rainier listen to him along with Falco in the basement. Willy tells the famous story of the hero Mali Telos, who makes an alliance with the Tibir family to defeat the Eldian king Fritz. Meanwhile, the soldier Mali lures Pick and Poco into trapdoor, lowering them into a small cellar, thus preventing them from turning into Titans. Willy explains that Eren is a threat to world peace because he is not bound by Fritz's oath to give up the war. At this very moment, Willy declares war on Paradise. Eren transforms into a Dark Titan, bursts out of the basement and crashes the scene with Willy. The attacking Titan devours Willy and continues his rampage, destroying the Malian military command. Zofie is killed on the spot, and Udo is badly wounded. Gabi and Colt manage to escape. Willy's sister Lara transforms into a Warhammer Titan, but is immediately attacked by the Attack Titan. Lara defeats him, using the Titan's hindering ability to create destructive weapons. Meanwhile, Pick and Poco escape the attack of the Exploration Corps. Titan Warhammer defeats Titan Attack and forces Eren out of her body. Meanwhile, Udo is pronounced dead. The vengeful Gabi returns to the battlefield. Eren realizes that Lara's crystal-covered body is underground. He transforms back into the Attack Titan and rips the coat, preparing to devour her. Jaw Titan Poco jumps to the back of Attack Titan's head, but then Levi's appear. Lara traps the Attack Titan in the tree-like trap made of its solidified substance. Zeke's Titan Beasts arrives as the Malian soldiers surround Liberia. Falco emerges from the ground, protected by a shield. Mikasa and Eren fail to break Lara's crystal. Eren transforms for the 3rd time to avoid the Warhammer's trap. While the intelligence corps loses several soldiers, Armin arrives and transforms into a colossal titan, destroying the Malian fleet. Levi uses a distraction to incapacitate the Titan Beast. Sasha kills the Panzer unit's machine gunner, allowing Jean and the other soldiers to destroy him and severely wound the Titan. Meanwhile, Hanji arrives in an airship to retrieve the research cups. Eren, having reached the limit of his strength, stops fighting and escapes with Mikasa. Levi arrests Eren for initiating his own mission and involving the intelligent corps in his rescue. Gabi rushes after the airship with a rifle and gets to the airship with Falco. Gabi climbs aboard and shoots Sasha in the chest in front of everyone. Gabi and Falco find themselves in front of Zeke, who seems to have crossed over the other side. Sasha dies of his wounds in front of his friends. Jin blames Eren and his mission for Sasha's death. 3 years before the attack on Mali, Eren's attack Titan destroyed the first Malian scout ship and her crew was taken prisoner. The Malian conscript deserters offered to help the Eldians, using the Helena to attract new scout ships. Amin's colossal Titan destroyed some of them. The corps hired Malian soldiers as manpower. Levi shows the forest of giant trees where they will live. Amin reflects with friends, visits to the crystallized Annie. Lady Tsubamito lists Zeke's suggestions to test the Rumble Beast, to strengthen them and modernize the Paradise military, and to give the Titan Beast to someone of royal blood who would have children so that it could be passed every 13 years. Historia has agreed to inherit the Titan Beast, though Eren has strongly rejected the offer. Hanji interrogates Eren for acting on his own accord. Jin and Connie believe that Eren has lost all sympathy for his friends. Amin plans to talk to Eren along with Mikasa. Gabi kills her prison guard and escapes with Falco into the desert. They were found by a girl named Kaya, who offers them food and shelter. For leaked information about Eren's imprisonment to the press, Hanji imprisons 4 members of the Exploration Corps. Meanwhile, in Brown's stable, Kaya reveals that she knows that Gabi and Falco are from Mali. She reveals that her village was destroyed and her mother was eaten alive by a Titan. Onan Kopan tells Hanja and Helena was fiercely loyal to Zeke on Mali. Mikasa and Amin meet with Prime Minister Zachary to get permission to talk to Eren. Eren escapes from prison and meets with Floch and other allies. Hanji declares that Eren's supporters, dubbed the Igirists, intend for Eren to meet with Zeke and reform the army. Since the number of the Igirists and their identities are unknown, Pixis declares that instead of fighting among themselves, the military should make a deal with the Igirists. In the woods, Zeke tells Levi that 4 years ago, on Mali's orders, his spinal fluid was released in gauges formed toward the villages of Ragako and Paradise. During the Bros family dinner, Kaya points out Gabi and Falco to Nicola as the Malian who invited them. Nicola guesses that Gabi killed Sasha and tries to hit her with a bottle, but Falco takes the hit and some of the wine goes into her mouth. Nicola beats Gabi and then carries them both into the dining room. Connie and Jin restrain Nicola, but Mikasa is forced to save Gabi from Kaya, who tries to kill her. Nicola tells Hanja to rinse Falco's mouth, and he suspects that the wine Falco accidentally swallowed is contaminated with Zika's spinal fluid. The gamekeepers raid the restaurant and hold everyone at gunpoint. During the round-table conversation, Eren states that he is acting of his own free will. Eren then reveals that Mikasa was programmed to protect the Elden royal family because of her Achaemenid bloodline, but in his eyes, she was nothing more than a slave. Enraged, Amin attacks Eren. Amin punches Eren in the face, but Eren defeats him easily. Zeke escapes the camp. Levi kills all the Titans and pursues Zeke, catching up with him. In a desperate attempt to escape, Zeke transforms into a Titan Beast and Levi uses Thunder Spears to take Zeke's body. Levi begins chopping Zeke's legs. As a child, Zeke was treated harshly by his parents. One day, Zeke meets Tom, the current wielder of the Titan Beast, but over the years, a close bond developed between them. When Zeke learned that his parents were restorers, he turned them into the police of Xavier's insistence. They decided to save the Eldians from further persecution by sterilizing them with the Titan founder. Eventually, Zeke inherited the Titan Beast and promised to find the right person for their plan. He guessed that Grisha Iga had escaped punishment and vowed to save Eren from being brainwashed. Zeke suddenly set the Spear of Thunder on fire, detonates it. Hanji and Floch's group heads into the woods to find Zeke. A female Pew Titan cuts open Zeke's abdomen and places him inside. In Shigashin, Helena and the volunteers raid the Pixies commander and others military personnel. Eren meets Gabi and orders her to cooperate with him. On the roof, Pixie's ruse is revealed. The Jaw Titan Poco appears from below and tries to eat Eren. Eren transforms into a Tug Titan and reports his location to the approaching Malian airships. Hanji and the gamekeepers recover Levi's body. Zeke explains to Phlox that his enormous wounds were treated by a mysterious girl in the mystical place called the Ways. Meanwhile, in Shigashin, Malian soldiers descend from the airships. Eren defeats them, but the situation changes when Magath shoots Eren with a new anti-Titan cannon. Once in the city, the Malian troops overpower the Iga soldiers. In desperation, Onyankopon frees the imprisoned members of the Explorers' Corps and asks them to help defeat the warriors. Eren's brutal battle with Rainier and Poco continues, and Eren gradually gains the upper hand. Suddenly Zeke, in the form of the Titan Beast, appears on the top of the Wall of Marie and begins to attack. The Research Corps forces the gamekeepers to release imprisoned members of the military police and the garrison regiment, including Commandant Pixis, who offers the lead a group of wine-drinking soldiers. The Explorer Corps attacks Zeke and Rainier with thunder spears, clearing the way for Eren. However, Gabi uses Colt's anti-Titan rifle to decapitate Eren. Eren's consciousness is immediately transported to the Way dimension, where he encounters an aged Zeke in chains. When he is approached by a girl who is the soul of the founder of Ymir, Eren tries to control her, but Zeke reveals that Ymir only takes orders from those with royal blood. Zeke throws off his chains and shackles Eren. Zeke shows Eren his life from birth through the memories of their father Grisha. The undaunted Zeke declares that with the power of the Titan founder, he can still carry out the euthanasia plan. When Grisha begs Frida to save Paradise with the help of the founding Titan, he reveals that the Attack Titan's ability is that the host can see the memories of his future heirs. After this event, Grisha snaps, and after seeing Zeke, tells him that Eren's plan, not his, will come to fruition. Zeke returns from Grisha's memories and desperately begs Ymir to carry out the euthanasia plan. Eren frees himself from his chains and rushes to her. Still treating her like a slave, Fritz uses Ymir's founding Titan to destroy Mali's armies. Ymir's soul is transported to the Way dimension, where he spends the next 2,000 years creating Titans by hand. Eren finds Ymir and for the first time in her life offers her the freedom to choose her future. Ymir decides that her future is tiered to Eren and begins the Rumble, destroying the worlds and unleashing thousands of colossal Titans. Eren and the World Titans go on the quest to trample the rest of the world, while the mindless pure Titans created by Zeke rampage through Shigashin. In the Titan-filled streets, Gabi rescues Kaya from the Titan Isle, and the Browse family protects her from the Exploration Corps. The Eldian soldiers, led by Jean and Shadis, lure all the pure Titans into a castle in the middle of the neighborhood, where they work together and massacre their former comrades. Hitch finds a weakened Annie, freed from the crystal, and helps her escape from the military police. Armin and Gabi then set out in pursuit of Connie and Falco. Floch tries to convince Mikasa and the defeated Jean to give up the fight and retire as heroes of paradise. After escaping the pursuing huntsman, Hanji sets up camp in the woods and stitches up Levi's wounds. Later, when Hanji and Levi find Pieck and Magath, they propose an alliance with them for Levi's goal of killing Zeke. Floch prepares to join Jean in executing Helena and Onyankopon for treason against the Eldian Empire. Jean's shots signal Mikasa and Connie's group to leave with Annie and join Rainier in their mission to save the world from Eren. While the group eats Hanji's stew, a flying boat appears as an option to get to the Titan founder, but Eren's destination is still unknown. Engaged that Rainier is feeling sorry for himself because of Mako's death, Jin viciously attacks and beats him. The next morning, Jin joins Gabi's alliance. Pig goes on a reconnaissance mission, and they discover that the gamekeepers control the port and the Floch has taken Kiyomi hostage. Hanji and Magat inspect the captured port. A huge amount of steam indicates that the world titans have already crossed the sea. Magath tortures Helena to get her to reveal Eren's destinations. Armin and Connie go to the port and inform Floch that the Malays have escaped by sea, and that a flying boat is needed to pursue them. Mikasa then bursts into the building to save them. Floch gets out and declares Mikasa, Armin and Connie traitors. An all-out battle ensues. Rainier and Annie arrive, transform into their titans and begin attacking the huntsmen. The guys help fight off the enemies. Hanji notices a train with gamekeeper reinforcements, which suddenly explodes and goes under. Falco bursts into the chaos, transforming into the Jot Titan. Global Alliance makes a futile attempt to use their fleet to prevent Eren and Rumble from reaching Mali. The Titans easily destroy them, and Eren declares his intention to destroy the world when he and the Colossal Titans set foot on the mainland.